We move on to purple, and this is going to be the color to beat in Battle Spirits Saga. We will start with the serpent cards. Serpents by themselves aren't going to be a tier 1 deck of their own, but the big one to talk about is, of course, the poster villain of the game, Queen Meduk. 5 stars. She is the face and win con of the purple curse deck. Getting her out with a bunch of other curse spirits basically means you win the game. The starter deck's X-Rare Pendacles, I'm also giving 5 stars. Pendacles serves as part of the top end of a deck focusing on core removal. This spirit will be fighting for deck slots with other cards like Curse Dragon, which we'll talk about later. Pandemium. 4 stars. I don't think every purple deck will include this, but it's a great card to combo with Dread Knight Nemesis, so for that reason, I think this will see some play. King Snake Quetzalcoatl. I probably butchered that name. 3 stars. I think this card is bait for the curse deck. It's not bad, but there are better spirits to be playing. Dragonaga Assassin. 3 stars. This card conflicts with the Earth Demon Spider for Soul Core use. That, on top of needing to be level 2 to have Curse, makes this card awkward to use. It'll see some play. Segro Snake. 1 star. It's just bad. Don't play this. Python. 1 star. Needing the Soul Core is more than enough to turn what was a decent card in OG Battle Spirits into a bad card. Makes me sad to see it. Boa Trickster, 5 stars. Staple early game Curse Spirit for the Curse deck that doesn't need to be level 2 to have Curse. Enough said. Magic Swordsman Dragonaga, 5 stars. Great early game spirit for purple. Rotting Swamp, 5 stars. Second effect is a bit niche, but the first effect is where it's at. Notably, the destroyed spirit doesn't have to be purple. I don't know if that will ever come up, but it's neat. Great card. And then Chain Viper and Skeleviper are 1-star vanillas. Next are the shadow cards. The purple shadow deck isn't going to be that good, but there are cards that are great by themselves, starting with Dread Knight Nemesis. 5 stars. I already gushed about this extra in my top 10 purple video. This card is great. I think the best purple decks will include some number of this card as a great value engine. Another great card is Dark Knight Aglovale. 5 stars. Great card by itself and great to pair with Nemesis. Camelot Knight. 5 stars. The best early game Curse Spirit and the resident 1-cost purple spirit. Dark Knight Florence. 3 stars. It needs to be at level 2 to gain Curse, which makes this not as flexible compared to other Curse spirits. You may see the yellow 2-cost deck play this card. Maybe. These next cards I want to talk about together. Beldegor, Dark Lancer Cavalier, and Dark Knight Mordred. If purple does decide to play Beldegor, it will be paired up with these other 2 cards, which can fulfill Beldegor's immortal effect. I'm giving all of these 4 stars. I'm not convinced that the best purple decks will include these once the meta is settled. However, do keep an eye on Beldegor because this will get better once we have better 4 or 5 cost cards to pair with it. The rest of these shadow cards I'm giving 2 stars. These only go into a pure shadow deck, which I don't think is the best way to go for purple, but it's at least a fun deck. The rest of these spirits don't fall under the Serpent or Shadow categories. Infernal King Curse Dragon and Dark Bishop Baculus are 5-star cards. Baculus is a card that combos well with a bunch of other purple cards. Curse Dragon is one of those cards. It is costly, but playing Curse Dragon right after Baculus is a board wipe that also ramps you cores. But even if you just play Curse Dragon by itself, if you kill just one spirit, it's worth it. These 2 together will make the core reduction deck a tier 1 threat. Phantasm Archking Xenos. 4 stars. There will be versions of the Curse deck that will play a couple copies of this for a more OTK-centric strategy. The idea is to have this at level 2 or a level 2 Purple Smoke Valley and combo it with Curse Dragon to allow your Curse units to go in for the win. I don't think that's the best way to go for the Curse deck. I think it will go all in on a more attrition-style control deck. However, I still expect there will be Curse decks that will play this and find some success. Earth Spider Demon. 5 stars. Great card for core reduction decks. Okapandle, 5 stars. Like Boatrictor, this doesn't need to be at level 2 to have Curse, one of the better early game Curse units that the Curse deck will play. Mamira, 2 stars. The only reason I'm not giving this a 1 star is because it is a 4-cost unit for Beldegor's Immortal effect. I think people that play Beldegor will also experiment with Mamira in their deck. Stray Soul, 2 stars. People will experiment with this, but I don't think it's good enough. Phasmobat, 1 star. This is just a worse version of Bython. And then there's the 6 vanilla spirits, which I hesitantly give 1 stars to. I say hesitantly because I do see a possibility for a rogue aggressive purple strategy that includes most of these vanillas, but I don't believe in that deck. If you want a hyper-aggressive strategy that plays spirits quickly, you'd best be served playing red. Purple Smoke Valley, 5 stars. This is a key piece for curse decks to potentially OTK opponents and is a great draw engine for the core reduction decks. Ancient Amethyst Palace, 1 star. Its level 2 effect is interesting, but purple has better Nexuses to use. Same goes for Dark Grail, 1 star. This is just the worst version of Rotting Swamp. Netherworld Depths, 5 stars. I've come around on this card since I made the top 10 purple cards video. This is a great card that all purple decks should at least consider. The amount of draws this can provide is insane. Poison Mist, 1 star. It's just a bad card. Curse decks have way better options. Core Theft. I'm torn on this card. On the one hand, the discard cost sucks. No, I don't care how many cards purple can draw. The fact you have to discard a card to remove a single core makes Poison Shot look amazing by comparison. On the other hand, I recognize that being able to remove any number of cores at flash timing makes this the most versatile core removal option for purple. I don't like the card, but I'm still going to give it 3 stars. I think it will see some play for its versatility. Which brings me to Core Drain, which I'm also giving 3 stars to. I think this card is underrated. No, you can't use this on flash timing, I do recognize that, but it removes 3 cores, meaning that most likely the spirit it's targeting is going to die. And it's cheap. I think Core Drain deserves to be given a chance. Deadly Balance, 5 stars. This is purple's best removal card. I already talked about this card in my top 10 video. This card is great. Speed round for the burst cards I talked about in a previous video. Bloody Rain, 2 stars. Dark Matter, 3 stars. Burst Venom, 1 star. Poison Shot, 2 stars. Purple gets a lot of the high ratings from me because I believe purple will have 2 tier 1 decks in the meta. This color is crazy, and any other deck that looks to win will have to prepare to counter purple in some way. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my next videos where I'll be rating white and yellow. Until next time, laters.